Hi, folks. Welcome back to Curtis Goes Corner. For those of you progressives and leftists out there that see this, I've got a guy that's going back and forth with me in the comments section that I didn't give out all the facts, where the polls come from, and you don't know where they're from, and blah, 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 blah. He doesn't deny the facts, though. He just denies the source. Well, here's a article from Just the News. Good website, by the way. I recommend it very highly. From the CEO of Whole Foods. This is a guy's ultra leftist. Whole Foods CEO, socialism means trickle up poverty. I love that expression. Thank you, sir. That impoverishes everything. Absolutely right. Whole Foods founder and CEO John Mackey argues that socialism is a failed system that impoverishes everything. Folks, progressives, this is one of your guys. You're saying, well, it's because he's a CEO and he's got a big company and blah, blah, blah. Well, what difference does it make what he does? The facts are still the facts. Referring to criticism of trickle-down economics, Mackey said socialism means trickle-up poverty. I love that saying. I hope it catches on. We have to recognize that some of the progressive insights are important and they shouldn't go away. We can't throw out capitalism and replace it with socialism. That would be a disaster, he said during a discussion on Tuesday organized by the American Enterprise Institute. Socialism has been tried 42 times in the last 100 years, and 42 failures. It doesn't work. It's the wrong way. We have to keep capitalism. I would argue we need conscious capitalism. All right, call it what you will. But I don't want to end up like a Scandinavian country where they tax the piss out of everybody and then give it away out in social programs. That's just overburdened social programs. But it's not socialism, as the several prime ministers, when Bernie Sanders was running for president the second time, I believe it was Denmark and somewhere else, that prime ministers sent out a press release asking Bernie Sanders to stop calling their country socialist, because it's not. But what I don't want as well is similar to Europe, Scandinavian countries, we tax the crap out of everybody and you get the free college, well, free to you, and free medical. All it does is make us another European country. I do not want to be another European country. That's what makes us special. That's why we're so successful, because we're not. And before I continue on, I want to ask everybody, thanks for all my new subscribers. I appreciate it. Also, too, I've put a subscribe button on the video. If we could just click that button. I need 1,000 subscribers in order to get some ad revenue, and I could really start ramping up these videos. So if you like the videos or just want to help me out, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. Let's continue on. Mackey said businesses and corporations in a capitalist system are often misunderstood. Until we get this corrected, capitalism is always going to be disdained and criticized and attacked, he said. It'll be attacked for its motivations, because its motivations are seen somehow impure. Yes, of course, businesses need to make money. If a business doesn't make money, it will fail. But that doesn't mean that its purpose is to make money. I guess I would have worded it differently. That means the only reason. But it is the number one, because without that, you can't exist. Mackey, co-author of Conscious Capitalism, said a business should be thought of in terms of value creation for its customers and all the jobs that it creates for its employees, and the residual or tangential effects that happen when it trades with suppliers. Sure, you have to put it so fancy, it's the multiplier effect. Whole Foods buys $10,000 off a supplier. People are paid with that supplier, and those people buy something else. And those people, in turn, in that place buy something else, and it circles around. The money multiplies on itself. It's a great thing. Great, great thing. Tangible affects it when it trades with the suppliers, who also trade for voluntary reasons. Voluntary reasons. They're benefiting and they're prospering as a result. He pointed out that Whole Foods currently has 100,000 employees. Pretty good. Mackey urged business leaders to do a better job explaining the successes of capitalism and their livelihoods of Americans. Well, yeah, because you're going to see, as he talks about, All the business schools aren't business people. They're all professors and they're all progressives and leftists. It needs to evolve. Otherwise, the socialists are going to take over. That's how I see it. And that's the path of poverty, he said. They talk about trickle-down wealth, but socialism is trickle-up poverty. It just impoverishes everything. That's my fear, that the Marxists and socialists, the academic community, is generally hostile to business. It always has been. This is not new. This is why I don't understand why a lot of the big Wall Street corporations back Democrats. I don't get it. Is it just a short-term gain of your stock going up or the short-term hit of some profit for that quarter or that year? But your long-term strategy is to destroy yourself? That makes zero sense to me. Mackey said American universities are generally anti-capitalist. Yeah. He revealed that he is sometimes heckled at his college appearances or he is disinvited. Mackey said college business students are usually receptive to his message of how business owners can be prosperous and fulfill a higher purpose. But the professors are very skeptical. Their arms are crossed and they want to argue with me about it, he said. Mackey argued there aren't enough business people teaching in college business programs. Let me see if I get this right now. You have a business programs all over the country, at every college, big and small. MBAs all over the place. Now, Harvard, you name it. So if you were going to teach electrical engineering, you would hire someone that was an expert, in this case in, you guessed it, electrical engineering. How about someone that was teaching nursing and nursing skills? You would have someone that knows all about that field of nursing. Let's see. How about, let's just pick one out of the blue. Hey, how about this? How about huge one? Computer software development and coding. Let's hire a professor that knows nothing about computers and coding. What a great idea. So these mental pygmies hire professors that teach business courses that know very little about business and how it really works. What a great idea. At $200,000-$300,000 a year, tenured of course, with a huge benefit package, including all the medical you'd ever want in the world, and a huge retirement as well, especially I live in upstate New York, the SUNY system here. The professors dig up a huge part of the SUNY fund for retirement, the pension fund. But nobody talks about that. Isn't that interesting? Intellectuals teach, mostly intellectuals. You've never actually been in business at all, right? It's very interesting, he said. And who don't actually understand business, who don't participate, particularly understand entrepreneurism, and actually can oftentimes be hostile towards the very thing they're teaching. So that's a particular challenge. This guy's trying to be nice here. A particular challenge, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Talk about cut the hand that feeds you. It's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. How many low-income people hired somebody? Oh, these evil corporations. Yes, sometimes corporations do evil things. Remember the old Exxon Valdez and some of the oil companies. They're not always evil. They're not evil all the time. You don't want to work for them? Work for somebody else. This guy hires over 100,000 people. Are you kidding me? Seriously? And from what I understand, he pays them a decent wage and gives them a decent benefit package. Well, that's his business. He can do what he wants with it. It's not coming down from Washington or the state that he's in that he has to do this, this, and this. He does this, one, because he feels a social obligation, and that's his business. I'm not putting a guy down, but don't expect everybody else to do the same thing. And the government's not making him treat his employees better. He treats them better because I think he gets a better quality of employee, frankly, and that's the way it's always been. You want a short-term gain? Hire cheap labor. You garbage in, garbage out. You want something decent? Pay somebody decent that'll stay, learn the trade, and do very well. This has been going on for a couple of 100 years. I don't know what the hell the big problem is. You have to give somebody a wage. No, how about giving some decent wages to the people that do the best work? Sorry, but the kid working at McDonald's should not get the same thing as a guy that's doing the electric in your house. I'm sorry, it's not. His skill is in much higher demand and is much harder to learn and is much more technical. So why aren't these libtards all over the sports athletes they love so much with their kneeling and Black Lives Matter protests during games? You know what? They're making tens of millions of dollars every single year. You don't hear one of them bitching about that. Amazing, isn't it? Isn't it amazing? It's not about what you do. It's what if you agree with us or not. And if you don't think like us, you don't act like us, you don't support us financially, then you're a piece of crap and a racist. And we want socialism because you're a capitalistic monster. Just like the orange man in the White House. He just rips of capitalism. Jesus. Unbelievable. We're raising a new generation of complete morons. I call them flat earthers because they are flat earthers. It's going to be really, really hard getting through to these people as the time goes on. Anyway, folks, that's my opinion on this today. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.